when you play in the quarterback position, I've been around a lot of good quarterbacks, and they have this. You've mentioned the it factor, and every quarterback I've been around have had that it factor.
Right.
What is your it factor? What is that intangible that really comes to mind for you that people they want to be around you, they want to gravitate towards you, and just having a conversation with you, I can tell that you have that. But what is it for you?
No, I appreciate that. I think what it is for me is, one, I can bond with everyone around me, and two, that I will not let anyone outwork me, no matter like who you are, where you're from, what, like you do 4 workouts a day, I'm gonna do 5. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's just something that I've been taught when I was little, like my mom. And so I don't care who you are. Like, I truly believe this. You can set me up in a room with anybody in the QB field, anywhere, and like I'm gonna beat you out to start for this football team. And I really believe that. Like, I'm the best football quarterback in anything you can name it. Like, I'm the best player.
I mean, you can see your team just the way they rally around you. And you can see your teammates believe in that. They believe that too. So it's not just you believing that. It's also the people around you believe that as well. Your coach, Coach Clark, having you come back to Vandy, want to keep you here. Like, you can tell that everyone believes in that thing that you have, because you definitely, you show it all the time. And so as you start to really, look at your leadership and the next steps and next phases of where you want to go, how do you continue to build on the foundation you've set, this last year at Vandy?
Sometimes some of the leadership stuff I need to do is sometimes I mess around with the guys too much, and I feel like I not put them down, but obviously words of encouragement. Like, I'm always giving words of encouragement to the O-line. You can't give enough credit to those guys. They basically work for you, make you look good.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I think I got to work on, is just keeping the guys, amped up, you know what I mean? And just make them feel like they're walking on clouds. And then when it's time, when they mess up and stuff, obviously taking the guys to eat and stuff. And
the big guys like to eat now. Make sure you treat us well.
Got to. Like,
find a wing spot. Let's go.
Yeah. And I invited a lot of the O-line to the Rod Wave concert that just got canceled. Invited just the new guys. Just trying to build a team. The transfer portal, it's harder to build a true team because of the transfer portal. So that's something that I take pride on, is just, as long as the team is close, we will be a very good football team.
Yeah. What do you mean by a true team? Are you meaning like the connective tissue, the camaraderie, of a true team? Because you see with Ohio State, they can pay some players now. And so,
for real.
So you meaning the chemistry and all that when you say a true team?
Yeah. Obviously the camaraderie, and really just caring for one another. If you really care for the person next to you, you will make sure that you win your one-on-one.
Yeah.
And so like me, I feel like no one in the world could stop me one-on-one. You put a 5-man box, 6-man box, man, we could run the ball all day.
You're going to make it happen.
I'm going to make it happen regardless. But yeah, that's how I truly feel. Like, if you actually care about your brother, you will not lose that rep.
All right. So 6-man box, you come up, you see that, you're in a pass play.
It depends. Is
too
it
high?
Is it third down?
Third down, too high. Let's say call it. It's 3rd and 6. You got too high, 6-man box, and you got the ability to check it to a run. What are you doing?
Nah, I'm gonna drop back with it. Just because it gives you too many options. I can scramble, do all kinds of stuff. But yeah, especially game on the line.
Game on the line.
Yeah, maybe first drive, check it.
Yeah.
Just depending on what's going on.
Yeah, you want to keep the ball in your hand.
Yeah, at all times.
Okay, I was just checking. Well, I think the mark of a good human is to be able to reflect, and you're reflecting back on some of the things that you need to work on leadership wise with your guys being there. What is your thoughts around when people say that you're not tall enough? Is that something that bothers you, or is that something that that you let you shy away from, or is it something that you really just say, turn on the tape?
Hey, that's what I was just about to say. You take the words out of my mouth. Just turn on the tape. We'll see who's better, me or the guy you're recruiting. You know what I mean? Even for like the NFL too. Like it don't matter about height. Like you see these guys on Sunday rolling around doing their own thing, doing what they did in college. And like Kyler Murray, for example, obviously he's a freak of nature, fast.
Yeah.
But you know it matters. Like can you throw the ball? Can you not? Are you accurate? You know all of those things, and especially. Do you win football games? And that's what, and if you win, I mean, they can't say nothing about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, aside from Alabama last year, who was the toughest defense you faced?
Auburn had a really good defense. Auburn was really good. I think they had a chip on their shoulder because we beat them the year before at New Mexico State.
That's right.
Yeah, so they had a true chip on their shoulder. They came out swinging. You know what I mean?
They remembered you.
yeah. And I not I felt it, but like I felt their energy that they wanted to win. They were hungry, and so this upcoming year, you know, same thing. But they got to come to Nashville now.
Just spinning right into that. What is your goal for this year? You know,
Anything less than national championship, it's failing of the goal. We set our standards. You know, that's the team goal, and as long as we win, you know, I'm happy.
Yeah. And how do you show up to help your team do that?
Like every single day.
Yeah. Not just on the field, but I mean, to be a quarterback, there's all the things. That's the media. That's, you know, all the different press conferences you have to do. That's, you know, showing up when your workouts and philanthropy type stuff that you're doing. You know, how do you show up with the mindset to do all those things and then also still be able to produce on the field?
Yeah, I'm making sure I'm the first person like there working out. You know what I mean? What I like to do in the morning is I wake up probably 4:15, get to yoga by 4:45, start yoga at 5. That's something I've been doing. I fell in love with yoga. You know, just helps your body. And then after that, turn 6. You know, get to the field, do some footwork. 6:15 to 6:45. Got weights at 7. You know, workout. But what I take pride in is I'm always in the building. You can count on me. You could call me. I'm going to be there for you, for any of my teammates.
You don't have somebody in between making sure that they filter your calls from your teammates?
Nah, like I get all the calls.
You take all the calls?
Yeah, I take all the calls.
Yeah, make sure you don't ever become that quarterback where you got somebody that like filter your calls for you. When it comes to your teammates. You know? No. Outside, okay, but teammates?
No, for sure. My teammates come first, and you know they know that. Like the Rod Wave concert, we just got all the new guys. We had a suite there. We were gonna have a good time until Rod canceled it. But you know, I just always want to make sure that I'm caring. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even off the field, for people just in general, like the homeless, you know, people at the shelter and stuff. Like I just want to be making enough money to make, you know, to give to anybody I want. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a big thing of mine is just seeing people on the side of the road, like just helping them out. My teammates who don't have much, you know, a lot of football players don't come from anything.
Yep.
So just helping them out in any way I can. And a lot of them, you know, a lot of my teammates have kids too. So that's another, not a struggle, but, you know, another thing that they got to take care of. You know, it's a big responsibility for them.
So you heard it here, Diego, big heart. Man with a big heart. I love it.